Hi guys, welcome back to Tom Talks. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And today we are talking about Man United men's team and we are recapping March. So my last video kind of interweaved into March and this video is going to kind of interweave into April. So to recap, we lost to Fulham on penalties. I talked about that in the last video. Disappointed, of course. We're not going to be defending the FA Cup, unfortunately. But the rest of March was pretty good. We drew 1-1 with Real Sociedad in the first leg. Xerxes with a nice finish. But unfortunately, we give away a penalty and Mikel Oyarzabal scores the equaliser. We played pretty well, but just couldn't get over the line in that game, unfortunately. But, you know, it wasn't a bad result. We then draw 1-1 with Arsenal. I thought we defended really well in that game. Bruno Fernandes with a lovely free kick to give us the lead. Declan Rice equalises. Fair result, probably overall, although we almost did win it at the end, which is a shame. Bruno and Højlund both having big chances to win the game, but fair play to David Raya. We then go into the second leg at Old Trafford and pretty comfortably beat Sociedad 4-1. They did take the lead again through Mikel Oyarzabal from the penalty spot. Bruno then gets 2 penalties and a lovely third set up by Garnacho for the hat-trick. And then Højlund plays the ball into the path of Dalot, who gets the 4th. Very good result. We were very clinical in attack. Brilliant performance from Bruno Fernandes. Just his second Man United hat-trick and overall was a really good performance. And then to conclude the month, we beat Leicester 3-0. Pretty comfortable win against a pretty dismal side. Højlund with a lovely finish set up by Bruno nicely. Bruno then plays the ball through to Garnacho. And then an absolutely lovely finish from him that was set up by Dalot as well. So overall in March, he scored 6 and got 2 assists. So yeah, a very good March. But unfortunately, we lost 1-0 to Nottingham Forest earlier this week. Brilliant goal from Malanga, I must say. And we had lots of chances to win it, didn't take them. There was some, moments like Murillo's clearance off the line. But outside of the Leicester game and the Real Sociedad game, we've really struggled to score this month. And, we could have beaten Arsenal. We should have beaten Real Sociedad. We had chances to win the Fulham game. And in games where it's been tight, we've not took our chances and it's cost us in those games. So in the league, to be honest, I can't remember where we are. 13th, 14th, 15th. It doesn't really matter, does it? In terms of the league, we're probably not going to finish in the top half of the table. So it's all about the Europa League, really. But yeah, the season's not over. I thought after the FA Cup, I was like, okay, we might have a chance. And to be fair, Real Sociedad aren't the greatest team at the moment. I think Lyon, who we face next, will provide more of a challenge. But I think realistically, when it gets down to the final 4 is when we will have a challenge. So let's quickly look into who we're playing next month. We got City at home this weekend. I honestly don't know how that game will go because City are a very beatable team. They are a lot better than they were when we last played them. There's no Haaland as well. So I think it'll be an entertaining Manchester derby. I think we can win it, but who knows? We've then got Lyon away, which I think will be a difficult game in the Europa. We've got Newcastle away, a game where Newcastle, I think, are obviously trying to get in the Champions League, so they have more stakes in the game. It's going to be a very difficult game. They're going to be very joined up, especially after that League Cup win in March. Lyon at home in the Europa. We've got Wolves at home, who I think we can win that game. I feel like after Wolves' win over Ipswich, the relegation battle is basically done at this point now. I can't see any of that. Well, I mean, Southampton are on the verge of relegation. Leicester are awful. And Ipswich have tried, but they've not quite done it. And then Bournemouth away is a game where I don't know, because Bournemouth's form has dropped off a cliff a bit. I don't know. I think the only game that I think, okay, we're probably not going to win that one, is Newcastle away. All the other games I think we have a chance in. We'll see what happens. I think the focus has got to be on the Europa League, obviously. Lyon is a good team. I think they're a team we can beat, though. So we'll see what happens there. Summarising the players this month, I think, like, defensively, we've not done anything, like, really bad. I think Onana is probably going to get replaced, and I think that's correct. He's a decent goalkeeper, but he has too many mistakes in him. I think defensively, the back three of like De Ligt, Yoro and Mazwari do a decent enough job. And obviously Lissandro Martinez comes in there. I think defensively is probably not where the issue is. I think it's more in line with the goalkeeper. In terms of like and I've got to say, like, De Ligt has consistently been one of the best players for us this season. So outside of that, on the wings, Dado has improved, but I think we need another wing back on that right side. I think Dorgu looks pretty decent on the left side of things. And also I think Mazwari I don't think he's quite got the attacking capabilities. In the middle, Agati is decent, but I think he needs a better partner. I think he plays better with Bruno in that position. I think Casemiro has improved a little bit, but I think he's probably going to be sold. I think in the attacking midfield, I think Bruno plays well there, but we kind of need him in that more central role. Garnacho has his moments, and I think he's playing better now than he was a few months ago, but I don't think he's quite... I'm just not sure if he's like that person, that player. You know, you could tell with like Ahmad is ruthless, he's a finisher. I'm not sure Garnacho is that person. Xerxes, I think, plays well in the cam position. I don't think he suits up front, but unfortunately, Højlund I just don't think Højlund is good enough. I think maybe if he has somebody to learn from, and there's another striker there, like, you know, Victor Osimhen, maybe he can learn, but I feel like he's going to be moved on in the summer. So, and I think he's a young lad. I think, you know, he could potentially become a very good player. I just think there's a lot of pressure on him. Outside of that, I mean, Mason Mount's back in the team. We'll see how he does there. Ahmad should be back soon. I've heard Luke Shaw might be back soon. You know, we'll see if Aaron Mainu... Is Mainu back? I think Mainu's back soon. I'm not 100% on that one, but there's a lot of players coming back into the team. So we'll see how that affects the team, having a bit more squad depth. Last month, I guess, was fine. In considering... I mean, Bruno won Player of the Month deservedly. He was brilliant. I think we've played decently in all the games we've played. I think it's just, you know, we don't take our chances. Simple as that, really. But yeah, outside of that, I mean, Christian Eriksen, it's all been confirmed at this point that he's leaving. He's been a very good servant over the last 3 years. He was good in his first season. He was a bit out of it last season. I think he started this season well and he turned up in certain games. But I think, do you know what? He's made 100 appearances for United, so congrats to him on that. He's won 2 trophies here. He's been a good professional. Yeah, fair play to him. I'm glad that he was able to continue his playing career after what happened to him, and obviously I wish him the best of luck where he goes next. Outside of that, what is there to talk about? Oh, actually, there's the new stadium, isn't there? I completely forgot about that. I don't like it. I don't like the fact that we're moving from Old Trafford. My opinion is sort of football stadiums are part of cultural heritage. It's part of the history of Man United. So to get rid of that, I think would be a mistake, and I think that would be a disgrace. And as for the new ground, I think somebody said it looks like a circus tent. I don't like that look of it. I think it's gonna have more fans in there. There's also that sort of mall aspect to it, but yeah. And also, where's the money going to come from? Because Jim Ratcliffe said in interviews like there's not any money. I don't think I touched on those interviews, but basically, yeah, he kind of was like, yeah, the club is screwed and we had to do something. But when ideas were suggested to him, like with the ex-players, and he was, I wish somebody suggested that to me. Like, yeah, I'm still not convinced by him, and I think some of his decisions are cruel, and he's took the Labour to sorry to bring politics into it, but he's took the sort of similar approach to what the Labour Party's done. They've not made the decisions where necessary. They've just picked on the little guys at the club, and I don't agree with that personally. There's not really much to say outside of that, really. But yeah, it's been all right this month, I guess. Could be better. But that's my thoughts on Manchester United in March. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And until next time, this has been another Tom Talks.